Last time we saw the LA Angels draft only franchise, Jesus Made, the number one prospect in baseball, was batting in the seventh inning of the deciding game of the AA championship, and he launched this three-run blast completely out of the ballpark to give us a three-run lead. We picked up Made from the Brewers for Zach Neto to start this franchise, and he delivered huge throughout the season, and especially in the playoffs. And then Jose Fermin, our AA closer, comes in, seals the deal with this fly ball to right, and the Trash Pandas win the AA championship, the first of hopefully many championships in this draft-only franchise. And now that we're done with Season 1, we get to move on to Season 2. Welcome back to the Los Angeles Angels draft-only franchise. We just wrapped up a very successful Season 1 down in AA with that championship with the Trash Pandas. Major League side, the Angels finished last in the American League West, but they had the 11th worst record on the season, so outside of the top 10, but maybe we get a little luck in the draft lottery and move up. And now it's time for us to advance past the 2025 season, get into the offseason, cut all of the players on the 40-man roster, and get to the Rule 5 draft, where we're going to add 26 minor league players that will become our major league players, major league roster. And they will hold the fort until all of the prospects that we have down in AA and AAA can progress up and get to the major leagues. So without further ado, let's get in here. I will cut all the players and get our minor league players signed and get us to the Rule 5 draft. And retirements, Kenley Jansen and Chris Taylor both decided to retire, so we don't have to cut them. Liam Hendricks, Max Scherzer, Charlie Morton, Yu Darvish, Justin Verlander, and Scherzer makes it to the Hall of Fame, but Verlander doesn't. Go figure. And in addition to our manager retiring, our pitching coach decided to retire as well, so we'll replace both of those guys, and I'll show you who we have to replace them in 1 second. And Tommy Welch agreed to be our new manager. You can see +1 clutch, +1 pitching clutch, +2 stamina, +1 reaction. New pitching coach Fernando Ruiz, +1 to velocity, control, home runs per 9, and 2 to pitching clutch. And we also re-signed non-40-man roster players Brandon Drury and Hunter Strickland, and all the rest of the guys at the top of the order, these guys that were qualifying offer, restricted free agents, whatever, they're all going to be let loose, and now we can get rid of the rest of the guys on the 40-man roster. Amber Valdez signs as a free agent with division rival Oakland A's, and we have all of our contracts tendered to the guys that weren't on the 40-man roster. Got everybody signed with the exception of these two guys that are up for arbitration. We did sign several guys who were eligible for arbitration. Dakota Hudson, Kevin Biggio, and Victor Gonzalez. We'll keep them around for 2 or 3 years, but all of the rest of our guys are signed. And I thought you guys would find this interesting. The Washington Nationals claimed Taylor Ward, Nolan Shanwell, and Mike Trout off waivers. We had to release them from the roster, and so they had to go through waivers, and the Nationals claimed all 3 of those guys, and the White Sox signed Jorge Soler. And today is the deadline to set our 40-man roster so we don't lose players in the Rule 5 draft. And I don't think Dakota Hudson will go anywhere, but I'm worried about Victor Medeiros, so we're going to go ahead and put him on the 40-man roster. We're also going to put Jose Quijada on the 40-man so we don't lose him. And we're going to put 37-year-old Hunter Strickland on there as well. And one more for good measure, Victor Gonzalez. And just so you guys know, Anthony Rendon, we had to outright him to the minors, which took him off the 40-man roster last year. So he is still on the Angels roster, and he's going to be making $35 million this year to play in AAA. And if we get an injury, I will put him on a 40-man so we can call him up to the majors and fill in for someone up there. But one more year and his $35 million goes bye-bye. And just like real life, Dylan Cease signs a 7-year deal to go to the Blue Jays. How ironic is that? Kyle Tucker stays with the Cubs, and Jose Quijada, we're going to have to go to arbitration with him because he hasn't signed this contract. And Bo Bichette signs an 8-year deal with the Detroit Tigers. Josh Naylor goes to the Yankees. Joe Adell signs with the Rangers, so he stays in the division. And you can see right there in the middle of the screen, the Yankees sign Eugenio Suarez to a 3-year deal. The Phillies signed Logan O'Hoppe to a 5-year deal. There's the Suarez signing. Ben Joyce goes to the Marlins. Gleyber Torres to the Mariners. Devin Williams signs with the Twins. Trent Grisham to the Royals. And we've reached some winter meetings, and that means the draft lottery. There you can see where we are. Number 11 did better than I hoped we would. Maybe we can get a big jump. In my Tampa Bay series, the Blue Jays jumped from 13 all the way to number 1. So we'll see how that works this one. But Nationals just signed Trout, Shamwell, and Ward. They're at number 1. Rockies at 2. And then go down from there. So let's hit Simulate Draft Lottery and see where we end up. And we stay at number 11. The Rockies, Twins, and Orioles and Brewers all move up 1. The Nationals drop down to number 5, and everybody else stays the same. So we pick at number 11 in the first round. Hopefully our Discovery Scout can find some good hitters, and we have a deep hitter or pitcher class, so we can get a good player at 11. And right after the draft lottery advance a day, we have a huge trade as the Mets get Junior Caminero for Luis Angel Acuna and Brandon Sproat. Not sure what the Rays were thinking with that one. Wow. And now it is time for the Rule 5 draft. This is where we add 26 players that will become our Major League roster for this season and mostly next year as well. But we pick way down here at number 11, but not a lot of picks usually are taken in the Rule 5. And when you get picked in the Rule 5 draft, you have to go on the Major League roster and stay there for at least half the season. Otherwise, you have to go back to your original team. So we're not going to be in a situation where we send any of our guys back. Hopefully we don't lose anybody. So let's start the draft right now and see who goes before we make our first pick. Matt Manning, Ty Madden, Rodolfo Castro. It would have been nice to have that left-handed, that bat against left-handed pitching. No. And 28, he would have been usable. Now we're going to have to pick 5 starting pitchers, 1 either starting pitcher or relief pitcher that goes in the long relief role, 6 other relievers, a closer, catcher, first, second, third, short, left, center, right. And then on the bench, we're looking at catcher, first base, shortstop, center field, and right field based on what our organization depth chart already looks like. So let's get in and take a look at what's out there and start making our picks. All right, starting pitcher, got some older guys with B potential. Another one with a B potential, Bowden Francis. Not a great home run per 9. Might be interested in him, though. Bullpen side, Ginkle wouldn't be too bad. Tyler Rogers just won't strike anybody out. Keegan Thompson, he'll walk everybody. Closer side, Jason Foley, B potential, not bad. Doesn't strike out a ton though. Catcher, right here, I'm going to look at the other positions, but if we have a catcher that's a B potential, 24 years old, decent defense, decent bat, we're going to take him. So this might be our first round pick right there. Ryan Ward, we had him in the White Sox one. Good Reggie Crawford, two-way player. Madrigal, nice bat. Vukovic, nice bat. He can play left, center, right, first, and third. 24 years old. Gavin Cross, improving at the plate. Good defense in center field. Benny Montgomery, got a long way to go there. Jeremy De La Rosa, another one from our White Sox rebuild. Don't see a lot of power out here. Gabriel Rincones, another one. Got several choices in right field. That's good. So let's stop messing around, and we're going to go ahead and take Kevin Parada. Could be our catcher of the future right now. You know what? Let's get a closer. Let's take Jason Foley right here. We're going to go ahead and take our other catcher, Dominic Keegan from Tampa Bay. We're going to take AJ Vukovic to play left field. We'll take Gabriel Rincones. Looks like he has the best power against righties at the moment. And round 6. Finish up our starting outfield. And we'll go ahead and take Gavin Cross. And we'll take Nick Lofton to play shortstop. And we're going to take Alex Spinalis to play third base. And we're going to take the veteran David Fletcher to play second base. And we're going to take Ryan Ward to play first base. And we're going to add John Singleton as that DH bat against righties. And we're going to take Jose Rodriguez as a backup infielder. And we're going to snag Benny Montgomery as a backup center fielder. And we're going to snag Kalai Rosario as a backup outfielder. And now the rest of the picks will all be pitchers. So let's get the starting pitchers out of the way. We'll go ahead and snag Tony Gonsolin. We're going to take Bowden Francis. We're going to take Julian Aguiar, and his stamina is not too high, and we can eventually shift him over to the bullpen after we bring up some of our better starting pitchers. And we'll take Ben Lively. I know he's 34 years old, but needs somebody that can actually eat innings. And just because the Angels signed him in real life today, we're going to grab Alek Manoah. Bullpen side, we're going to grab Danny Young. Grab Kevin Ginkel. I don't like his walks per 9, but we need a lefty, so we're going to grab Eric Miller. And we're going to snag Tyson Miller. And we'll take Brennan Bernardino, another lefty. And we'll take Johnny Brito. And we'll snag Joe Jimenez and put him in the setup role, not the closing role. And that ends the Rule 5 draft. And Ranger Suarez signs a 7-year deal with the Padres. Michael King goes to the Mets for 6 years. And 3 of the guys we took in the Rule 5 draft have to go through arbitration, and we'll just take whatever happens there. Manoah gets $825, Jason Foley gets $780, and Gonsolin gets $1.6 mil. And these are the lineups we're going to be rocking for spring training. We'll sim right through that real quick, but I want to show you what the roster looks like, or the batting lineups look like. This is against right-handed pitching, and that's against left-handed. We got a lot of left-handed bats. Got right-handed bats over here on the bench. Pitching rotation, this is the order we have here. And this is our bullpen. Quijada and Strickland and Gonzalez and Medeiros will all go back to the minor leagues after we're done with spring training. And spring training went about as well as you expected. We won 8 games, lost 19. We weren't as bad as the Twins, though, who are 6-22. Real quick through the stats. See what happened here. Ryan Ward led in hits. Benalis, Singleton led in home runs. Benalis in RBI. Rancones in steals. Batting average, Benny Montgomery, but he only had 31 at-bats. Vukovic, there we go. Starting pitching side. Bowden Francis with an 8 ERA. Looks like Manoah was our best starting pitcher. Bullpen side. Eric Miller stunk it up. Everybody else pitched really well. And on the closer side, Jason Foley did well. Quijada did not. Doesn't matter. He's going back to the minors, and Jimenez need to change him from closer to setup guy in the roster. And these will be our 3 scouts for the season. Chelsea Franco, new scout here, 97 efficiency, 96 pitchers. Albert Merca, 95 efficiency, 91 pitchers, 97 position players. And Sung Young Whaley, 96 discovery. Hopefully they will find us some good position players, good pitchers this year. Coaching side, Tommy Welch, new manager for 3 years. Those are his ratings. Still have the same hitting coach, pitching coach as new one, Fernando Ruiz. Still have the same first base coach and third base. And then our same farm director. You know what? I'm going to try and find a new farm director. I'll be right back. And we're going to go with Derek Hernandez. Helps in arm strength, reaction, and control. Don't need to worry about bunting too much. This will only affect our guys down in the minor leagues. And we're going to take this for 1 season and hope we get a better one next year. And we have reached opening day on the Major League side. We are at Oakland and get a first look at this Rule 5 team. We're not going to spend a lot of time in this game. I will show some highlights as it goes through, but we're not going to show the full game. And I have a custom ballpark both for Tampa Bay, so watch my Tampa Bay series. You'll see that one. And I also have a custom part for the A's. Go watch my Oakland A's live stream series for that one. But we're going to be playing in Treehouse Park in Oakland, which is my custom retractable dome. And so you'll get to see that in these highlights. And once we get done with that, we'll fast forward and we will get to this game right here at Knoxville. Trash Pandas, second season in AA for a lot of these guys. And I'm not going to show Bremner or Clausen. We will show this start by our first round draft pick, Freddie Lorenz. You'll get to see him make his professional debut, and we'll show a good chunk of that one as well, and then move on and proceed through this season. And here we are, opening day with our Rule 5 draft pick team. Angels revamped completely. See a starting lineup we're going to go with today. Going to pick things up here in the first inning. David Fletcher, our leadoff man, is going to hit a fly ball deep in the left center field. Denzel Clark racing back, and he catches it just shy of the wall. Fletcher thought he had an extra base hit to start this game. That'll bring in Gavin Cross, our number 2 hitter, center fielder. We got him from the Royals. He's ahead in the count, 1-0. Here's a ground ball to short. Scoop there by Wilson. Throw to first, and there, 2 down. That'll bring in our number 3 hitter, DH John Singleton. Got him from the Astros. Power hitting first baseman. And he's going to hit a ground ball to third. Grab there and throw to first. And the Angels go down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. And on the mound today, veteran Tony Gonsolin. Got him from the Dodgers. Leadoff hitter Max Schumann steps in, 2-2 count. And the pitch, and he takes strike 3, and that's how we start the season with a K on the mound for Gonsolin. That'll bring in Tyler Soderstrom. See what he did last season. Playing left field, batting second. 2-2 count. And Gonsolin's pitch. Swings and misses. Ball gets away from the catcher. Throw it on to first, and the first 2 guys are retired via strikeout. And that'll bring in Jacob Wilson, 300 hitter. Lost out the Rookie of the Year to his teammate Nick Kurtz, and he's going to take strike 3 on the slider. So Tony Gonsolin starts things off excellently on the mound as he strikes out the side here in the bottom of the first. And third baseman Alex Benelis comes up here in the third. Nobody on, 1 out. He's going to hit this over the third base, down into the corner. And that's going to be the first base hit of the season for our Rule 5 draft pick team. As Benelis slides in head first. Gets his first major league hit. First major league extra base hit. And we have a man in scoring position here in the top of the third with 1 out. As they get the ball, send that home to mom and dad. They can put that on the mantle. And 2 outs later, David Fletcher will step in, man on second, 2 out, and he's going to lace this one down the right field line and down into the corner, and Benelis is going to score as the Angels jump out to a 1-0 lead here on opening day, and Fletcher gunned down trying for a double. Great play out there in right field by Lawrence Butler, but we go to the bottom of the third inning. It's 1-0. Soderstrom comes back up here in the fourth. Nobody on, 1 out, and he's going to swing and miss and strike out in there. It's going to be 6 strikeouts for Gonsolin to that point. See this replay. He just makes him chase the high pitch. Now we hop ahead to the 5th inning. Clyde Rosario up. Nobody on, nobody out. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. And he's going to hit this one into right field and over Butler's head. And that's going to be extra bases. Rosario on his way to second base. And that's his first major league hit as well. Got to get his ball, send that back home to mom and dad as well. And then Benelis is going to come up. Man on second and 2 out. He's going to hit this line shot to right field. Butler racing back, and it's gone. Alex Benelis with a double and a home run in his Major League debut. His first Major League home run. Our first home run of the season with our Rule 5 draft pick, guys. We jump out to a 3-0 lead. Kind of a shocking start to the season as we see a runner just kind of moonwalk across the plate. Not sure what happened there. Benelis gets the silent treatment from his fellow teammates on the bench, and they finally step in and say, hey, there you go. There's your high fives. And Shea Langolier is going to lead things off here in the 5th. 3-2 count. There's a high fly ball into center field. Cross drifting back to the track, to the wall. Reaching up, and he takes a home run away as Gonsolin has a no-hitter through 5, actually a perfect game. Zach Geloff steps in here in the 6th. Nobody on and 1 out, 3-0 count, and just misses. And that's going to kill a perfect game, but he's still going to keep a no-hitter going in this one. Nick Kurtz coming up here in the 8th. Leadoff man. And there goes the no-hitter as he bounces it past third base down into left field. So Gonsolin flirting with history here, trying to throw a no-hitter on opening day. Loses it here in a leadoff man in the 8th inning, and that's going to be it. Even the Oakland fans are giving him high five for that performance. But that would be the last batter he would face as we would go to the pen. We're going to bring in Joe Jimenez, one of the better relief pitchers that we had in the Rule 5 draft. And he would be followed up by Jason Foley as our setup and closer guys did a fantastic job in this game. As Foley gets Soderstrom to hit a fly ball into center field, Cross settles under it, and your Rule 5 draft pick Angels win on opening day 3-0 thanks to Tony Gonsolin and Alex Penelas. See the line score there. We only allowed 1 hit in that game. That is not what I expected out of this team, especially early in the season. And let's take a look at this box score. What a performance by Gonsolin. You can see we had 5 hits, 1 walk. Cross, Penelas, Rosario with doubles, Penelas with a home run. Gonsolin, 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Jimenez and Foley, 2 innings, 4 strikeouts combined. And 3 runs off Framber Valdez. And we get the win on opening day as Tony Gonsolin almost made history. And our AA roster is loaded this season. We have returning stars Jesus Made, 18 years old, 74 overall, A potential. Nelson Rada, 20 years old, 73 overall, C potential. We've added draft pick Daryl Bove, closer at 18 years old, 70 overall, B potential. Returning number 1 pitching prospect Tyler Bremner at 22, 70 B potential. George Clausen we saw last year. Freddie Lorenz, our first round pick from last season's draft, 22-year-old, 69 overall, A potential. Phil Perez, another closer we added. We shifted him to reliever, 22, 67 A. Denzer Guzman comes back. Dario Laverde, 21-year-old catcher. Leandro Santana, we drafted him as well. 18-year-old, 61 overall, B potential, leadoff hitter. Sean Espinoza, the last pick we made in last year's draft, 22-year-old, 57 overall, A potential. And Eduardo Casto, 22-year-old relief pitcher, 55 overall. And we have a very loaded team here. Hopefully they can repeat the performance and win the AA again. Some of these guys may end up in AAA this year, may not. We will see how quickly they progress. Now we get to our real opening day between the Rocket City Trash Pandas and the Knoxville Smokies here in AA. Good Southern League baseball action. On the mound for the Smokies, Brandon Birdsell. See his 4-pitch mix. George Clausen's going to be on the mound for your Rocket City Trash Pandas. And Leandro Santana, newly drafted player, starting at DH today. Hopefully the future leadoff man for our Angels at the Major League level. Swings through the first pitch he sees. And Santana down on the count, 1-2. Here's a pitch from Birdsell. And it's a pop-up into left field. That's caught for the first out. And that'll bring in Nelson Rada. We know all about him from last season.
Ball 1, no strike.
Just missed the 2020 season. Heading the count now, 2-1. And a line shot almost takes a pitcher's head off. And Rocket City has their first base run of the year as Nelson Rada smokes that 105-mile-an-hour rocket up the middle. They'll bring in Jesus Made, number 1 prospect in all of baseball. Big 3-run homer in the playoffs last year to seal the Southern League Championship. Heading the count, 2-1. Here's the pitch. And it's a ground ball off the first baseman's glove, and they're not going to get him. It's going to be an infield hit. We're going to have 2 guys on and 1 out. In steps Nico Cavadas, led the team in home runs last year. And here's a shot in the left field. Deep back to the track. Caught. Runner at second should tag and move up. And he does. So now we have him at the corners and 2 out. That'll bring in Travis Blankenhorn. Need a 2-out RBI hit here. Blankenhorn down 1 and 2. Here's the pitch. And ground ball to second. A scoop. Throw to first. And Knoxville's out of the inning. As we said, George Clausen, opening day start here in Double-A. That's his 4-pitch mix. And we're going to quick sim the pitching side and watch the batting side. And we're going to quick pitch on defense and watch when we bat this game to mix it up, do something different here and try and get through this game a little quicker. First one, Sean Urban flies out. A strikeout and a strikeout. Go to the second inning. Ramirez leading off. Alexander Ramirez, where guys like in a crowd to plate against Birdsell, swings through the first pitch.
0-1.
Ramirez ahead in the count, 3-1. And it's going to be a ground ball to short. Scoop and a throw. High throw, but he gets him anyway. That's a first out. And that'll bring in Rio Foster. Broke out with the power bat last year. And he takes strike 3 at the letters. That'll bring in catcher Dario Laverde. 0-1 pitch. And it's a pop-up in the infield. Foul territory just by the third base coach's box, and that's the 3rd out. And back to quick manage. Strikeout. Ground out. Single by Siegel. Fielder's choice out of the inning. And second baseman Denzer Guzman steps in, playing second base because we have Made. Otherwise, he'd be the starting shortstop. And the 1-2 pitch to Guzman. Swings through it and strikes out for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring in Leandro Santana, leadoff batter, 3rd round pick. Head and count 2-1. Here's the pitch to Santana. And it's a fly ball in the medium left. And they're going to have that for the 2nd out. That'll bring in Nelson Rada again. Almost took the pitcher's head off with a single in his first at-bat. It's down in the count, 1-2. Here's a pitch. And he strikes out on a changeup down and in, and that ends the inning. All right, back to simming. Get a solo shot by Chavers. It's 1-0 Smokies. Ground out, strikeout, fly out. All right, top of the 4th inning. Jesus Made leading things off. Down 1-0. Takes a strike. Infield single his last time up.
2 strikes.
And the 0-2 pitch. And it's a fly ball down the left field line. Curving foul and caught for the 2nd out. Long running catch there by the left fielder. That'll bring in Cavados. And a ground ball to first, and that'll be the 2nd out.
He's out.
Now Blankenhorn up, nobody on, 2 out, 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. For the love of God, do something. The line drive into center field, and it's going to be caught for the 3rd out. And we're going to hop ahead to the top of the 5th inning, still 1-0 Knoxville. Rio Foster up, nobody on, and 1 out. And he's going to draw a walk, so we get our first base runner of the inning. That'll bring in Dario Laverde. And he hits a ground ball, short backhand, throw across, and he gets him at first. Runner was going on the play, so that kept us from hitting into a double play. Now Guzman, 2 out, and a man on second. And he's going to ground out to second to end the inning. And we're going to hop ahead to the top of the 6th inning, still down 1-0. Santana looking for his first professional hit. He's 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. And there's a line shot to second, and his hitless night will continue. Nobody on, 1 out for Rada. There's a fly ball in the deep left center field. Back near the track and caught by the center fielder. Nice long running catch. Jesus Made up now. Nobody on and 2 out. Down 1-0. There's a high fly ball in the center field. Drifting back to the track, to the wall. And it's gone off the top of the fence. And Jesus Made ties the game up with a ball that just barely got over. We'll take it, though. Gotta love that. Number one prospect in baseball for a reason. And Cavados with a line single to the left, so the inning's still alive. And Blankenhorn up, man on first and 2 out. Here in the 6th inning, 3-2 pitch from Birdsell. And that's going to be a little flare into left field, and that's going to get down as well. So now we have 2 men on and 2 out. 3 straight hits after we got the first 2 batters out. That's going to be it for Birdsell. He's done. Thad Ward coming in out of the pen. Alexander Ramirez, big spot here. 2 on and 2 out, trying to take the lead late. And he strikes out, but we rally back and tie the game on Made's home run. All right, bottom of the 6th. Give up a single, 2 on, nobody out. Ground out at 2nd and 3rd. Double, and it's now 3-1 Smokies. Go to the bullpen now. Should have brought him in earlier. Going to go with Casto, the rookie. Strikeout and a ground out. Off to the 7th now, down 3-1. And Dario Laverde sends one down the left field line into the corner. Left fielder gets the ball back in. And he's going to be in with a double. Get things started here with 1 out in the 7th. And now Guzman lines one to first, throw to second, and he's safe. Almost got doubled off. Now leadoff hitter Leandro Santana looking for his first pro hit. And find a gap somewhere, cut this down to a 3-2 game. And he strikes out in the inning. And we hop ahead to the top of the 8th inning, down 2, getting late. Rada, Made, and Cavadas are up. Rada, 1 for 3 with a single. That line drive rocket to start the game for us. See, we got a new pitcher on the mound, Darren Crocker, the lefty. And he swings and misses at a pitch up in his eyes and strikes out. That'll bring the switch hitter Made, 2 for 3 with a home run. He's down on a count, 1-2. Here's the pitch from Crocker. And it's a line shot past the second baseman into center field. Made keeps it alive here with a single. 3rd hit of the day. Giving us a chance. Nico Cavadas up. He's got home run power. Tying run at the plate here in the 8th. 1 out. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball. Base hit up the middle. Made's going to have to hold. No, he's going to go to 3rd. Here's the throw, and he makes it. Elite speed right there. Goes first to 3rd on a shallow single to center field. It brings in Travis Blankenhorn. Down to count, 1-2. Got to get this ball out of the infield. No double plays. There's a line shot into left field, and that's going to drop, and it's going to be another run as the throw comes back in. It's now 3-2 Knoxville. 3 hits in a row. And the tying run's at second base now. And that's it for Crocker. Tyler Zuber coming in. Alexander Ramirez now at the plate, 2 on and 1 out, down by 1. And the 1-0 pitch from Zuber. It's a shot down the left field line, hooking, and foul. Ramirez down in the count, 1-2. Here's a pitch. And he swings and chases a cutter and strikes out. That'll bring in Rio Foster. Tying run at second, 2 out. He has home run power. There's a shot into right field, and it's going to be caught for the 3rd out. So we only get 1 in the inning, but it's down to a 1-run game as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Haley gets him out, 1-2-3. We hop ahead to the top of the 9th, down 3-2. Yency Almonte coming in to close for the Smokies. And Dario Laverde will lead things off, 1 for 3 with a double today. Count even now, 2-2. Here's Almonte's pitch to Laverde. And he swings and chases a sinker and strikes out. Guzman has worked the count full now. Trying to get on base any way he can. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to second base. Scoop. Throw. And they're 2 down. Now it all rests on Leandro Santana's shoulders. Leadoff hitter 0 for 4 today. He's got plenty of speed. Get him on, steal him into second base. The 1-1 pitch. It's a ground ball to short. Scoop, throw, and that's the ball game as the Smokies hang on a win 3-2 on opening day. Take a look at this box score. Santana, big 0 for 5. Rada with a hit. Mate, 3 hits, including a home run. 2 hits for Cavadas and Blankenhorn. Only drew 1 walk. Clausen, 3 runs in 5 innings. Bullpen did their job. Offense just didn't do it. Now we get our first look at this second draft class. We're picking 11 overall, so not going to get a top 10 pick. Didn't get any luck in the lottery. See, we got another group of non-18-year-olds at the top of the class. Tom Reagan, the first 18-year-old we see. Paul Tejera is the next one. Jeffrey Franks, Ed Modus. We do have a few guys, and the good thing is they're all sitting right around our pick at 11. So we definitely want to scout these guys anywhere from 10 to 20 and see if we can find anybody that's really outstanding, especially these 18-year-olds. If we can find a generational player, that would be awesome. But right now, I'll take anybody that's high B potential. And, some of these guys at the top will drop as well. So we'll have to see how that goes. But see the pitchers, a couple of 20-plus-year-old guys at the top. Here's a 19, 18 in Raditz, Cosmo, Goslin. Looks like we got some relievers, pretty decent relievers in here. 3 or 4 closers, 5 or 6 closers, actually. Catchers, we got a top 7 there. We got a couple of guys around our pick. First base. He's got power. That would be nice. Don't care about his defense. It'd be nice to get a power hitting first baseman. This guy's pretty solid across the board. 6'5" second baseman. Might have to move him to third. Got a third baseman at the top that's 21 years old. Great bat, but he's not going to be at the top of that. But even if he comes in 10 points less, we'll take that. Shortstop that has higher potential than his higher overall than his potential. That's not good. We have an 18-year-old guy here. Center field. There's a chance for 99 guy there in Ayala. Very good bat. Not a lot of power, but great speed and defense. Reagan's pretty flat, although 99 arm strength, so probably if you take 10 off, he's not quite as good as he looks. Another one that won't be as good as he looks. So we'll have to get in here and figure this out. Like I said, we are picking at 11, so we want to look at these guys right around here and see if we can find any of these guys that can be a generational player. That would be awesome. So let's pick Tejera first, since he's the very first one right at our pick. Very high contact rate, great defense and speed. Would not mind that at all. So we'll take a look at Paul Tejera, put him number 1 on the list. And we're going to get our first look at Freddie Lorenz, our first round pick from last summer. We're going to watch him pitch and sim the batting, and I'll just edit this down to the reaction pitch for each batter so we don't have to take up too much time. And we would not score in the top half of the inning. Got a 2-out single, but nothing resulted.
Nope.
You get to see Lorenz's first pitch. Low and away. There he is, first round pick. There's a high fly ball in the left field. That'll be the first out he records as a pro. There we go, Freddie. Now bring in Ethan Conrad. Nobody on, 1 out. Lorenz ahead, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out. And that's the first career strikeout for Freddie Lorenz. There we go, boys. That'll bring in Hayden McGeary now. Nobody on and 2 out. And it's a smash into right field, and it's going to drop for a base hit. So 1 on and 2 out now. Hayden Cantrell comes in now, trying to keep the inning alive for Knoxville. And it's ground ball to short. Mate's got it, flips to second, and that's the 3rd out. So gives up a single and strands the runner as we go to the second. There's no score. Denzer Guzman, 3rd single in a row, gets us the first run of the game. Sac fly by Rada makes it 2-0. Single by Santana and nothing else. Go to the bottom of the second, 2-0 Trash Pandas. All right, Marco Luciano leading things off here for Knoxville. There's a fly ball into right center field. That's going to get down and past the right fielder all the way to the wall. Totally misplayed that. Rada's throw comes back in, and the runner's going to go all the way to third base. He misplayed the single into a triple. My goodness. Now he's got his work cut out for him. Man on third, nobody out. Here's Lorenz's pitch. And it's a shot to left, and it's not coming back. Just off the foul pole. Thought it was going to be inside, but he hit the foul pole. And it's a 2-2 ball game now as they get a triple and a home run to tie this game in the bottom of the second. That'll bring in the number 7 hitter, Garcia. Down on the count, 1-2. Here's a pitch. And he chases a changeup and strikes out for the first out of the inning. That'll bring in Siegel. Nobody on, 1 out. And he hits a fly ball into shallow center field. Rada is going to have that. That's the second out. Nice bounce back here by Lorenz. That'll bring up the 9 hitter, Preciado. He's going to get a ground ball base hit up the middle, so the inning's still going now. And we head to the top of the order. Urban up, 1 on, 2 out, 2-2 count. 2-2 score here in the second. Deuces are wild. Here's the pitch. And it's a fly ball in the left field. Be shy of the warning track. That's a third out. And Carter Kieboom with a 1-out double. Cavadas doubles him in. We got the lead back, 3-2. A single makes it 4-2. All right, the offense got the lead back. See what Lorenz can do here in the bottom of the third. Heading to count 0-2. And it's going to be a shot into left field. It's going to drop in front of the left fielder for a base hit. So they get their leadoff man on. Here's Hayden McGeary. Tying run at the plate. And it's going to be a smash to first. And he's not doubled off. He gets behind the first baseman. Saved the extra base hit there. That'll bring in Cantrell with 1 on and 1 out. And he hits one just past the second baseman into right field. Runner stops at second base, so 2 on and 1 out. That'll bring in Luciano. Got that gift triple last time up. And the 2-2 pitch from Lorenz. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. Big out there. Second out of the inning. That'll bring in Ed Howard. Hit that 2-run shot off the foul pole his last time. And it's going to be a ground ball to short. Flip to second, and we get out of the inning. Great rebound inning there for the Pandas. Mate gets a 1-out single, steals second base. That's it. Go to the bottom of the fourth. Garcia leads things off here in the bottom of the fourth. High fly ball in the center field. Rada settles under that. And he'll have that for the first out. That'll bring in Siegel. Nobody on, 1 out. Lorenz settling down after that triple and home run in the second. And there's a fly ball in the right center field. And that's going to get down and go to the wall. Foster's got it. Throw comes back in. Got a man on second now. Siegel with a double. Brings the tying run to the plate with 1 out. Number 9 hitter, Preciado up. And a 3-2 pitch from Lorenz. And that's ball 4. So now you have tying runs on base with only 1 out. That'll bring in Sean Urban. 0 for 2 on the day. Looking for a ground ball double play here. There's a fly ball into right. Foster is going to have it. Here's a catch. Throw comes back in. Runner holds it second, so 2 on and 2 out. Lorenz pitching out of trouble so far almost every inning in this game. And there's a ground ball to first. Throw to second for the force, and he gets out of the jam again. All right, top of the 5th. 1 out, 2 out, 3 out. Go to the bottom half. Hayden McGeary leading things off here. 1 for 2 on the day. And there's a smash past the second baseman into right field, and they get a leadoff hit. Brings the tying run to the plate again. Here's Cantrell. He's 1 for 2 as well. Pitch from Lorenz. Ripped right to the third baseman. Kieboom snags it for the first out. That'll bring in Luciano. 1 for 2 with a triple. desperately need a ground ball here. And there's a shot into the left field corner, and it is gone. And this game is tied as Luciano takes Lorenz deep for his second home run of the year, second extra base hit of the game. We got to work on keeping the ball in the ballpark. And that'll bring in Ed Howard. He homered for his one hit in this game. There's a shot into left center field. That's going to get over his head. And it is off the wall. Santana gets the ball back in. And that's another extra base hit for Knoxville. They have the go-ahead run at second base with one out. Now bring in Garcia. Go-ahead run at second with one out here in the fifth. Not the debut we're looking for out of Lorenz. It's a fly ball into right field. Foster's going to settle under that. Here's the catch. Here's the throw. And a runner stays at second base, so 2 outs now. Siegel up. He doubled his last time. And the 0-2 pitch from Lorenz. Ripped down the right field line. Just foul. And the 0-2 pitch from Lorenz. It's going to be a ground ball up the middle. Mate diving stop. Gets up, throws, and he gets him. What a great play there by our stud shortstop to keep this game tied. Does it with the bat, and he does it with the glove. All right, back to the quick sim here. Ground out, strikeout. Head to the bottom of the sixth, tied at 4. Lorenz still in the game, 75 pitches through 5 innings. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Preciado, and it's a base hit into left field. Knoxville gets their leadoff man on again. And that's going to be it for Lorenz. Just doesn't have it in his pro debut. And got a tie game here in the 9th inning. 2 out, walk by Mate, steals second. Rio Foster trying to give us the lead again. And he flies out the end of the inning. Nelson Rada, 2-out double here in the 11th. Leandro Santana strikes out the end of the inning. And Nico Cavadas with a 2-run shot here in the 12th gives us the lead. And our second-round pick, Daryl Bove, young closer, coming in trying to finish off this win. Gives up a single, a double, it's a 1-run game. Triple, it's tied. Gets 2 groundouts to keep the runner at third. And a double, and he loses the game, my goodness. Our young pitching did not show up today. Look at this box score. It's going to be ugly. 2 hits for Foster, 4 hits for Cavadas, including 3 runs and 3 RBIs. Single, double, and a home run. 2 singles, a double, and a home run. Mate with 2 steals. Lorenz, 4 runs on 11 hits in 5 innings. And Bove, 3 runs on 4 hits in 2/3 of an inning. That was an ugly start to the season by our young pitchers. And our 6th-round pick, Sean Espinosa, fared better in his debut as he gets the win in this 11-4 victory. 3 runs, 2 earned, 6 hits, a walk, 3 strikeouts in 7 innings. So his debut goes much better than Lorenz's. And Lorenz's second start was much better. We get a 9-3 win here. Denzer Guzman with 2 home runs. Lorenz did not factor into the decision, but gives up 2 runs on 7 hits, no walks, 6 Ks in 5 innings. Making progress there as another one of our picks, Eduardo Castro, gets his first win. And 5th-round pick, Richard Duke, gets a complete game shutout here. Throws a 3-hitter, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts to get his first professional win. So Lorenz might not be pitching the best out of all our young pitchers, but we have Espinosa and Duke doing the job down here in Double-A. And check this out, back-to-back Sundays, Sean Espinosa, our 6th-round pick. He throws a 2-hit shutout with 9 strikeouts. So Duke and Espinosa pitching excellent so far. We just got to get Lorenz going. And we wrap up the month of April. Trash Pandas are 10-14. 5 games back of the Lookouts in the first half. AAA, the Bees are 12-18. They're 7 games back. And on the Major League side, Angels are 9-23. They're actually doing pretty good for a while. And they just hit a really rough stretch where they lost 3, 6, 7 out of 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 games. So they went 3-15 from here on out. So really rough end to the first month of the season on the Major League side, but we're not disappointed with that. We want that high draft pick. Stat-wise, down at Double-A, Jesus Mate leads with 28 hits, hitting .275. Leandro Santana Leadoff hitter, draft pick. He's hitting 270 with 6 stolen bases, 8 RBIs. Nelson Rada, 305. Nick Cavadas, 5 home runs, 18 RBI. Leads the team. Rio Foster, second with 15. You can see Santana with 6 steals. Made with 5. Made with 4. Carter Kieboom hasn't played a ton, hitting 333, but Rada leads with a 305 average. On the pitching side, Tyler Bremner, 1 and 2. Got 30 strikeouts, 30 innings, 4.5 ERA. George Clausen, 2 and 2, 4 ERA. Freddie Lorenz, 0 and 1, 3.81 ERA. Got to get that whip down. He's giving up way more hits than innings pitched at this point. 38 hits. Got to cool that down. Sean Espinoza, though, 2.88 ERA. Richard Duke, 4.38, 1 and 4. So he had that one shutout and has struggled outside of that. Bullpen side, looks like everybody's struggling but Victor. And our closer is 7 ERA. Love the strikeouts to innings pitched, but we got to cut down on the runs allowed. AAA side, Brandon Drury, 5 home runs, 17 RBIs, hitting 290. David Calabrese, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs, hitting 308. Rendon, Crouch, he's a little bit older catcher, hitting 310. Pitching side, Sandy Gaston, 4-0 with a 1.8 ERA. Gotta love that. 38 strikeouts, 35 innings. Victor Medeiros is struggling at AAA. Bullpen seems to be doing good across the board outside of Peralta and Jovan. And Quijada doing the job as the closer. Major League side, David Fletcher leads the team in hits. Gabriel Rincones with 7 home runs and 14 RBIs, tied with Jose Rodriguez. Stolen base, Ryan Ward with 4. Batting average, Keegan's only got 33 at-bats. Ward hitting 250 to lead the team, though. Pitching side, Gonsolin saw that near no-hitter on opening day. He's kind of struggled since then. Lively looks like our best starting pitcher, even though he has a 1-3 record. Bullpen side, Tyson Miller pitching great. Bernardino pitching great. The rest of these guys are not. And Jason Foley doing the job as the closer, just doesn't have a lot of chances. And our number 1 pick, Freddie Lorenz, finally gets his first professional win here on the 16th of May against the Biloxi Shuckers. 3-0 victory here. Leandro Santana goes 2 for 3, scores 2 runs, hits a home run, steals 3 bags, and Lorenz, 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts. And Darryl Bove with his 7th save. There we go. Finally get our first win. And I want to give you a prospect update for the draft. We found a couple of guys that just could be outstanding. And Ed Mota right here, first baseman, MLB ranked 14. They have him on number 2 on our board. 84 to 99 potential, 68 to 83 overall. Left-handed first baseman that can play left field. And look at that. That is great bat. Excellent power against both sides, especially against righties. His defense is okay. I mean, at first base would be good, but we have a possible generational player here, and maybe he falls to us since he's ranked 14. He's not the only one, though. We found another one here with Jeffrey Franks, 84 to 99 potential, 65 to 80 overall, could play second or third. He's first on the board, and he looks like a true generational player with the way the hitting stats are all flat. So we may have 2 guys, 6'5", second baseman. He's definitely going to third base if he lands on our team, but we have 2 guys in this draft that could be generational, and they're both ranked higher than our pick on the MLB draft board. So you never know. There's a possibility we could have either one of or both of them there with our pick. If both are there, I'm taking Franks because we can move him to third base. Looks like I have better defense, but I'll take either one of those guys. We also have this non-rated starting pitcher, Federico Camacho, guaranteed to be a B potential in the 70s. Great hits per 9 and stamina, decent walks. He's another one that could be, he's got 5 pitches. He could be another great pick maybe in the second round. We looked at this shortstop. Looks like he's going to have a great bat. Good defense. Fielding's going to be bad, but his arm's going to be good. Might have to move him to second base. But he's not as good as the 2 generational guys we found. We also have this shortstop that we just discovered, Bartolo Torres. Could be high overall. Look at that. Kind of a flat bat as well. Great speed. Have another shortstop here, Dino Aquino, 64 to 97. Looks like he's mostly defense, though. Rich Cardenas, third baseman. great bat, excellent power against lefties, and great defense. Also have this non-rated third baseman, 58 to 91, so he's probably not going to be on the A, maybe lucky to be a low B. Julio Cuervas, but he plays third base and he has 80 power against righties, 81 against lefties. So he's just a pure power bat with a great arm. So that wouldn't be bad to have at third base as well. So our positional scouts have been wonderful at discovering hitters this year. So we might have more hitters in this draft for us than pitchers. I will be all for that. So let's keep scouting here, and I'll give you another update as we go. And we'll give you a quick update here in the middle of June. Angels 22-50, 25.5 games out in the division. And look at the wild card. We are worse than the American League, 7 games. Well, 6 games worse than the Rangers. And you go to the National League. Yes, we have the worst record in baseball. That's what we're aiming for. We want to get one of those top draft picks next year. Double-A side, Trash Panda's down to last place, 26-36, but we still have the second half to play, so maybe that'll flip and be the opposite in the second half. Triple-A, the Bees are 29-39, 7 games out as well. So all 3 levels, we are struggling. And I want to do a player lock with Leandro Santana. We drafted him in the 3rd round. You can see his ratings. And he's hitting 260, 3 home runs, 16 stolen bases. He's kind of that Andres Figueroa type player that I had in the Tampa Bay Rays, where he can hit, he can steal, and doesn't have much fielding. So he's going to be a left fielder, first base, DH kind of player. But I want to hop in and bat with him and see how he plays. So let's quit talking and get in here and start playing against the Biloxi Shuckers. And we have a light rain falling here in Biloxi. I do not like this park. Very, very tall outfield fences. Hopefully we can find the gap in here somewhere. And on the mound, Hayden Robinson. See his record on the season. Nothing spectacular there. And Santana leading off here in the 1st inning. Pitch is low and away. Big boy, he's 6'4". Hopefully he can develop some power along the way. 1-0 pitch. And it's going to be pop foul towards the dugout. And that's going to be the first out. Not a patient at bat at all. And now Santana's back up with 1 out here in the 3rd inning. See if we can have a better outcome here this time. High strike. That's okay. As I said, hopefully he can develop some extra base power. He's got plenty of speed for the leadoff spot. Most likely he will spend next year down in Double-A as well. I want to get him against lesser pitching and get him worked up on his ratings. Down a count, 1-2. And Tapper to short. Reach for that one, and we're going to get gunned down for the 2nd out of the inning. Solo shot makes it 2-0 Shuckers, 2 of them. So 3-run shot by Foster. We take the lead. And a double by Guzman makes it 4-2, and we're up with a man on 2nd and 2 outs. RBI chance here. See if we can find a gap somewhere. Nope. Went down and popped it up into right field. Very uneventful 3 at-bats so far. But we do have a 4-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th. All right, 1 out single by Guzman. Santana up 0 for 3. Still clinging to a 4-2 lead here in the 7th. Domingo Gonzalez, the pitcher. Here we go. Get down, get down, get down. Yes, that's a base hit. Guzman's going to go to 3rd. Here's the throw, and it's not in time. There we go. Man at the corners and 1 down. Fly out. A 3-run shot by Mate. It's 7-2. All right, Santana one more time. 5th at bat. 5-run lead here in the 9th with 2 out. Count even at 1-1. And ground ball to short. Another scoop and a throw, and we're out. So we go 1 for 5. And we get the 7-2 win as Phil Perez, one of our other draft picks, closes it down as Lorenz gets a win. Our first overall pick, our first round pick of the franchise. Take a look at his box score. He pounded out 10 hits, 2 for Foster, 2 for Guzman. Mate and Foster with home runs. Lorenz, 2 runs over 5 innings. Bullpen, no hits allowed in 4 innings. There we go. And we had a big injury over on the Major League side. Kalai Rosario broke his arm. He's going to be out 2 to 3 months. So we have to call somebody up and juggle the minor leagues to fill that spot. And we're going to put Oscar Colas on the 40-man roster. And he's going to go up to the majors to take the roster spot of Kalai Rosario. And we'll adjust from there and add somebody up to AAA and fill his spot. And we are through July 4th. Trash Pandas are 5-6 in the second half. Need to get hot here. Pitching's been great. Seems like the offense has been the problem. Down in AAA still, 37-49, not having a good year. And on the Major League side, we are 28-63. Definitely the worst record in the American League by 10 games. And 5 games over the Rockies. So have the worst record in baseball. And it's a lack of offense. You can see we have 13 home runs by Singleton and Rincones, 34 RBIs by Rincones. Best hitter, Colas just came up. John Singleton hitting 246. And David Fletcher leads with 78 hits. Pitching side, Lively's the only one with an ERA below 4. Bullpen side, Tyson Miller and Brennan Bernardino are pitching well. Ginkel's not bad. Brito's done well. Eric Miller is not. And Foley hasn't done bad, but hasn't had a lot of chances. Down in AA, Leandro Santana leads with 80 hits, 260 average, up to 20 stolen bases now. Jesus Mate hitting 251. Leads the team with 9 home runs. Cavada says 9. Blankenhorn 8. Power is down this year for some reason. Rada leads in RBIs. Ramirez has 11 steals. And Huff only has 129 at-bats. And Cavadas leads 273. Pitching side, George Clausen, 6-5, 298 ERA. Sean Espinoza, 7-4, 236 ERA. Freddie Lorenz, 5-3, 311 ERA. Tyler Bremner, 5-7, 438. And Richard Duke, 5-8 with a 419. Bullpen side, Perez and Casto were our draft picks. And Bove, kind of a high ERA, was much higher than that. It's on its way down, though. So we stand, and we're in the last week before we get to the draft. So I'll get through this last week, hop into the draft. You guys will see the entire thing. Anybody's into futures games, we'll show you that. And then work our way through the second half. I will show you more game action once we get past the second draft of this franchise. All right, it is draft day. We have a loaded board. We have found 2 generational players, and we just need to hope that one of them falls to us. Let's take a look at this board before we get into the draft. Jeffrey Franks, second base, third base. He's your classical generational player with those flat ratings for the hitting side. Arm strength isn't great, but speed is. I will take all of that. And if we get him, he will move to third base for sure, being 6'5", 220. We also have Ed Moda. He's actually even a better bat. He just doesn't play defense, which would be okay. We can just play him at first base and not worry about it. 6 foot tall, 186, a left-handed power hitting first baseman. And we also have Daniel Mateo, starting pitcher. Hits per nine's down, home runs down, but strikeouts and walks are up. He has 5 pitches. Elmer Garcia, he looks like he's a borderline starter, probably a relief pitcher with that stamina, but great hits per 9. Freddie Camacho, guaranteed B potential in the 70s. Excellent stamina, excellent hits per 9. Strikeouts are not going to be his thing, but he's another guy with 5 pitches. Paul Tejera, great contact, not much power, really strong arm, good speed and stealing. With that defense, he'd probably play at second base. Albert Pacheco, another great stamina, is not going to strike anybody out, but has good walks and home runs per 9. Another guy with 5 pitches. Guillermo Aquino, great stamina, hits, walks, strikeouts, home runs are all flat all across the board, so no deficit there. Another one with 5 pitches. Tristan Oliger, same thing, great stamina, hits and strikeouts are low, everything else is in a good spot. And another 5-pitch pitcher. Bartolo Torres, good contact, decent power, great speed and stealing. Defense is a work in progress. Another guy that would get moved to second base. Frank Terry, great walks per 9, great stamina, great velocity. He throws 4 pitches. I can tell you right now that walks per 9 will play in the sim, and he's a left-handed pitcher. Jorge Castillo, another great contact, vision, discipline guy. Not much of defense, really good speed and stealing. It's kind of another version of Leandro Santana. Very similar players. Nelson Ling discovered this shortstop. Decent contact. Power is kind of really good vision. Another work in progress at 21. Bob Raditz, another guy that looks like he could go into the bullpen. Aguero, another one that could be in the bullpen. Great stamina here, just low hits and strikeouts. Fernando Blanco, good strikeouts, home runs, low walks and hits. Not really looking into that. Rich Cardenas, we discovered him. Great power bat, really good defense at third base. Although 5'7", maybe he goes to second base or even outfield. We'll see. Dave Roach, great velocity and break. Borderline stamina. 5-pitch pitcher. Got a closer, Michael Guevara. Excellent strikeouts, really good hits and walks per 9, just in case we need somebody with our second pick. Same thing with Alex Yamazaki, although Yamazaki is injured, so that'll affect his ratings. Bennett Coleman, another one looking at relief pitchers if we have to take one in the second round or maybe the third. Great strikeout pitcher there. And Julio Cuevas, found this guy, third baseman. He can play first or third. Great power bat, not much for contact. And as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players that our scout found, our discovery scout found. So this is going to be a loaded class. And got a starting pitcher, shortstop, starting pitcher, left fielder, shortstop, starting pitcher, third base, starting pitcher. So we are in a good spot for this draft. Now we just need to wait and see if one of these two guys ranked 13th and 14th on the major league list, but 1 and 2 on ours, can fall to our pick in the first round. Like I said, want Franks, I'll gladly take Moda. He's actually got a better power bat right off the rip. So let's get into this draft and see what we get. All right, with the first pick of the draft, Colorado Rockies are up, then the Twins, then the Orioles. And you can see we're down there at number 11, crossing our fingers, hoping that Franks or Moda can get to our pick. And with the first overall pick, the Colorado Rockies select Jamal Russell, third baseman. Didn't scout him since he was way up the list and probably wouldn't fall to us. Second overall pick to the Twins, Andres Ayala, another one, center fielder. And with that ranking, a little overrated in our book. And with the third overall pick, Orioles get Sean Madrigal, starting pitcher. Again, not going to fall to us. Didn't bother scouting him. Now the drama begins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 players go before our pick. Milwaukee Brewers first up. And they take Kevin Sampson. Very good looking outfielder here. A lot of power. Now the Washington Nationals. They get Lester Bridges, catcher. Would have scouted him, but those two guys that were MLB ranked higher than him rated better. There goes Jeffrey Franks to the White Sox. So they get the first generational player. Now we have 4 picks before us. Tampa Bay selects Paul Tejera, shortstop. All right, we scouted him early on. 3 picks till our pick. Waiting for Ed Moda, see if he can fall. Really wanted Franks. Cardinals select Ruben Ullman. High up on the board. 21-year-old starting pitcher. All right, 2 picks. Jeff Dow, catcher. All right, now we just need to wait for Pittsburgh. Do they steal our player? Cross your fingers. No, they take Jake Herzog. Oh my gosh, check it out. We're not even going to wait. We're going to run up to the podium. We just got a generational power hitter in Ed Moda. Let's go. Welcome to the Angels lefty power bat, Ed Moda. All right. Well, that made the whole draft right there. Tom Reagan goes next. Didn't get Franks, but we got Moda. Henry Gomez. Now it's a matter of, do any of our non-rated players go before we get to pick next, which is not until number 49. I'm hoping that... Yeah, we're looking at Federico Camacho with our next pick if he makes it. Oh, and Federico Camacho goes 36 to Kansas City. That is a shame. Guaranteed B in the 70s. And the first closer goes at the end of competitive balance round A. And Albert Pacheco goes. Thinking about him next. All right, we're on the board. So we got this pitcher who's probably going to be a B to an A pitcher in the 50s up to the 60s. Decent stamina, good strikeouts and walks. 5-pitch pitcher. We got this non-rated shortstop that we didn't get fully scouted. This non-rated starting pitcher. He's got better walks per 9. Non-rated left fielder. That's another leadoff type guy. Guaranteed B to an A shortstop, but he's 21 years old. And another guy here we didn't get quite scouted up. And I am leaning towards, we got so many non-rated guys. I'm leaning towards, we're going to take Daniel Mateo, get our number 5 guy on the board at 18 years old. And he's got good strikeouts and walks per 9. He can work on everything else at 18. So welcome to the Angels, Daniel Mateo. Our next pick, it's going to be either Frank Terry or Nelson Ling. I want to get somebody with a high potential. We'll save Bartolo Torres for later. And there goes one of our non-rated prospects, third baseman Cardenas. A lot of power, good fielding. All right, one more pick. We're looking at Frank Terry or Nelson Ling in this round. And neither one goes. So we're going to jump in here, take Frank Terry, great walks per 9, stamina, pitch velocity. You're going to be a Los Angeles Angel. Need that lefty starting pitcher too. All the rest of the guys on our board here are discovered players. So see how many of them on our other people's teams list. And there goes one, Julio Cuevas. He's the guy with the raw power third base. All right, here we are in round 4, and our top 2 choices, Nelson Ling and Bartolo Torres, are both shortstops. He can play second, short, and third at 5'7", and Torres can play second, short, and third at 6 foot tall. So I'm leaning towards, I'm going to take Ling right now, and he could possibly slot in at second base, and Torres would be a candidate to move to third. So let's take Nelson Ling right now. And Bartolo Torres went to the Cubs at 132. So that leaves us with taking a pitcher. And looks like I'm going to go with Dave Roach. And in the 6th round, we have 3 choices, Pablo Vina, Justin McDermott, and Fernando Blanco. And I'm going to take a chance with Vina because he has the most power and he has great defense. And never know, he can get that bat developed up. And he's a good defensive speed guy. He could be a backup somewhere on the infield. And we are done with the draft. So as soon as we're done signing all our players and we advance to August 1st, I will get in here and show you the ratings. But cannot believe this guy right here lasted until our pick at 11. Was hoping for Franks. Looks like 2 generational bats, but we got one, and can't be more excited. What a way to start season 2. And we've reached the futures game, and look at that. Freddie Lorenz, 6-3 with a 3.22 ERA, is slated to be the starting pitcher for the American League. He's got to get those hits down. Walks are down. That's good. Home runs are down. So as long as he can get those hits down at some point, that will be awesome. On the hitting side, Jesus Made makes the team again. He's going to bat leadoff and play shortstop. And those are the only 2 guys we have in the game. I will sim this game and show you the final result. And the American League thoroughly dominated this game from start to finish as we win 10-1. Freddie Lorenz gets the win with 2 perfect innings. Rafael Gonzalez with the loss. See the box score. Jesus Made 1 for 5, 2 runs scored. Max Clark 3 for 5 with 4 RBI. Jason Chiriot with 3 hits. Stolen base for Made. Lorenz 2 innings, 3 strikeouts, and we get the 10-1 victory. And now it's time to sign our draft picks. Number 1 pick, Ed Moda. Wants $6 million. And he declines. That's okay. Daniel Mateo. He signs. Frank Terry signs. Nelson Ling signs. Dave Roach signs. And Pablo Vigna, we're going to have to work on him a little bit. Let's push him up to number 1, and we'll actually take Moda off so that he gets 6% motivation, and it's going to take a little while to get him signed. Up that to 6.18 for Ed Moda, and he signs. Our newest first baseman in the organization, the newest power hitter, Ed Moda. Welcome to the Angels. And we get Pablo Vigna in, so all of our picks are signed. Now that all of our guys are signed, you can see we are in last place, 5 games back. We got some ground to make up if we want to get into the playoffs in year 2. AAA or Major League side, 34-75, and the Angels, they're buried in last. AAA, the Bees are 20 games under as well. So this is really our only real chance to get into the playoffs. And we're going to hop in and play more games. And I will post highlights as we go through, and I'll just play selected games and try and finish out this regular season and give you progress reports as we go along. All right, got a big series here against the Birmingham Barons. We're trailing 5-2 in the top of the 9th inning. We have bases loaded and 2 out. Nelson Rada up. Let's see if we can get this game tied up. Need a clutch hit here. There's ground ball and gets through. Run is in. Here comes another. Here's the throw, and it's cut off. And it's a 1-run game. There we go, Rada. And now they got to go to the bullpen. They'll bring in Luis Bruno. He's facing Jesus Mate, tying run at third with 2 outs. Need one more clutch hit. Ripped foul down the third base side. He's down on a count 0-2. Tying run at third, 2 out. And it's going to be a ground ball to second base. And the Barons are going to survive and hang on to win 5-4. Got a critical situation here. Up 5-3, bottom of the 9th. Birmingham has 2 men on, 1 out. Darryl Bove, second round pick on the mound, struggling already here in the 9th inning. See if we can hop in and finish this game off and get us a save, as this would get us to within 3 games of first place in the division. All right, need a ground ball here. Strikeout. Let's try a 12-6. Pop fly, that'll work into center field. Rada settles under that. And the runner's going to stay at second base. So now 2 down. There we go. Facing Manuel Margot, 0 for 4, former major leaguer. Count even at 2. See if we can finish him off with this sweeper. And he's check swing, and he goes around, and the Pandas win 5-3. There we go. Box score real quick. Only had 5 hits. Laverde and Rio Foster with home runs. George Clausen pitches well. Bove tried to blow it, but he hangs on and gets his 20th save. And now it is time to take a look at the real ratings for our draft picks. Let's see how good Ed Moda really is. There we go. 82 overall, 99 potential. Look at that. 77 power against righties, 71 against lefties. I don't know why he's got good bunting, but we'll take that, and his clutch isn't in a bad spot. So there we go. We got our generational player in year number 2. Daniel Mateo, 59 overall, 88 potential. Good strikeouts and walks per 9. 18 years old. He'll develop up in the one of our guys down the road. Frank Terry, 81 overall. Great walks per 9. That'll do great in the sim. And he's a lefty. It's going to take a while, though. Nelson Ling, that non-rated shortstop, 61 overall, 93 potential. Really good contact against lefties. Great vision. Passable defense. I think we'll move him over to play second base, and he can be our second baseman of the future. And then Dave Roach, 58 overall, 78 potential. And Pablo Vigna, 60 overall, 73 potential. He'll just be a filler at short. He can be a backup infielder at the major league level at some point, and he does have a little bit of pop. So not going to complain at all. We got 2 A's, 2 B's, and 2 C's. But most importantly, we got a generational power bat at first base. So let's go look at the White Sox because they had the other guy that we were looking at. And Jeffrey Franks, 79 overall, 99 potential. So he's got a little more speed, but his overall is lower and his bat isn't as good. So we got the better of the two generational players. I will gladly take that. 82, 99. Let's go. Anybody else that high? 94 potential, 71 overall. Kenny Davidson, that's a good pick there by the Mariners. So that's in division. 88 potential, Bernardo Gomez, 64 overall. Not a bad pick there by Miami. There you go. Ruben Ullman, that's starting pitcher, number 1 on the list. 72 overall, 93 potential. Hits and walks are low. Strikeouts and home runs are high. Pitching clutch is terrible too. He's going to take a while to be useful, even at age 21. 94 potential, 73 closer to the Rockies. Good for them. There's a 63, 87. Larry Dixon, 65 and 90. And then they get an 88 potential, 67 overall closer. Tejera, the shortstop, we looked at him as a possible choice with our first pick. Not bad at all. Defense needs work. He's got an 89 potential catcher. There's Franks. They got an 87 potential, but he's only 49 overall. Camacho, 76 overall. Terrible strikes per 9, but we looked at taking him in the second round, but he was gone before we could get to him, or at least rather second pick. There's Ayala, 67 overall, 85 potential. Not bad. Good defense in center field. But yeah, there we go. Gotta love back-to-back classes. Great players, and we have a generational middle-of-the-order power bat to go with Jesus Made and Nelson Rada. And we signed some of the guys that are a little important on the Major League side, especially these two bullpen guys, but we signed these guys to avoid arbitration and bring in some of the back end of the bullpen guys for 2 to 3 more years while we try to develop young guys to take their place. Now we are 3 games back of the Lookouts and the Smokies with 6 weeks left in our regular season. Need to make up ground. We do play the Lookouts twice in this time. So it looks like we're done with the Smokies. We're going to need some help. Now I have a situation here against the Blue Wahoos, trailing 2-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Nelson Rada on first. Jesus Made at the bat. He's already 2 for 2 with a walk. Let's see if we can get this tying run home. I'm going to be super aggressive here. Try and get Rada in the scoring position. And he's in easily with a stolen base. So now base hit will get this game tied. All right, work the count to 3-1. Base hit will tie this game up. And he draws a walk. There we go. 2 fast guys on. Nico Cavadas coming up. See right there. He's got 14 home runs on the season, driven in 47. Shot to the gap. Could give us the lead. There's a high fly ball into left center field. And it's not going to be deep enough. We're going to have to hold. That'll bring in Travis Blankenhorn. Both runners are going. Here's a shot into center field. Oh, and it's going to be caught, and that's going to be a double play, and the inning is over. Oh, they were running. They were slow to get off the bases, and we killed the rally. And the Blue Wahoos would hang on and win the game. We dropped this one 3-1, had the tying run and scoring possession, going ahead run at first, 2 fast runners, and we blew it. But that loss is our single loss within the last 10 games, going back to this one with Birmingham, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 10 games. And that has taken us to 1 game out. Look how tight this Southern League Northern Division is. 1 game separates all 4 teams with 5 weeks to go. And down in AAA, the Bees are still 20 games under 500, 15 games back. They are not making the playoffs. And on the Major League side, Angels are 37 and 83, 30 games out. And we are buried at the bottom. That's 12 games worse than the Rays. And 8 games worse than the Rockies. So, yeah, we have the number one seed for the draft lottery. Hoping we don't drop when we do spin the wheel there. All right, another critical situation here. Up 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Nobody out. 2 men on. Niger Victor on the mound. Let's watch and see what he does. All right, Victor heading to count 0-2. Needs a strikeout, pop-up, or a double play. There's a ground ball to third. Throws second for 1 on to first, and there we go. Speak it into existence. Double play. Tying run does go to third, but a sac fly can't bring him in. Now we just got to take care of Edwin Rios here. 1-1 pitch. Foul ball towards the stands. Catcher runs over. Laverty's got it, and we pitch out of the jam. There we go. And the Trash Pandas hang on and win the game. Their quest for the playoff continues. C. Espinoza goes to 11-5. Bove with his 23rd save. So we win 3-2. And the Rocket City Trash Pandas are the hottest team in AA right now. They have ripped off a 10-game winning streak. They've won 15 of the last 16 games. Going to Chattanooga, sweeping the 6-game series. And they sit in first place all alone. 1 game ahead of the Barons. What a hot streak these guys are on. And stat-wise, Jesus Mate, 12 home runs, 18 stolen bases, 53 ribs. Nelson Rada, 283. Leandro Santana, 252. Cavados, 15 home runs. Rio Foster again, 13 home runs. On the pitching side, George Clausen, 8-8, 135 strikeouts, 133 innings. Freddie Lorenz, our first-round pick, is 9-4 with a 3.18 ERA. Richard Duke, 8-9, 365. Tyler Bremner, 9-9, 393. And Sean Espinoza, our 6th-round pick, 11-5 with a 2.47 ERA. And our closer, Darryl Bove, 26 saves, got his ERA under 4 finally. And we can't forget about Phil Perez, another one we drafted last year. More strikeouts than innings pitched, and a 3.69 ERA. So we are on a roll down in AA as we come home to face the Clingstones. And up on the Major League side, Ryan Ward, broken leg. He's going to be out 1 to 2 months, so we'll put him in the DL, and Brandon Drury's going to get called up to the majors and take his spot. And down in AA, George Clausen had a concussion, so he's going to be out 1 to 2 weeks. We're going to keep him active, and if I have to, I'll bring somebody up from A-ball to go into the rotation. And in AAA, Anthony Rendon, broken forearm. He's going to be out 1 to 2 months, and that will officially end his time in the Angels organization. And we have reached September 1st. We did our September call-ups. Oscar Colas and Quijada got called up to the major leagues. And we are sitting here in first place in the Southern League North with a 1-game lead over the Barons. We are 23-5 in our last 28 games. And we are going to take on Chattanooga and Columbus, while the Barons take on Knoxville and Chattanooga. So the Lookouts get to play both those teams battling for first place. Let's get into these last 2 weeks and see if we can sneak into the playoffs. All right, we're going to go through this 1 game at a time. Just quick sim. First one, Andrew Quezada against Tyler Bremner. And we have a situation here, bottom of the 9th, tie game, 2 outs. Jesus Mate at the plate. Let's watch this one. All right, Mate, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts today. Need a clutch hit here. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Garcia as a high fly ball into center field, drifting back into right center. And that's going to be caught, and the rally ends as we go to the extra innings. And now we're in the bottom of the 10th inning, still tied at 1. Alexander Ramirez at second, Rio Foster at the plate. Let's see if we can get this game ended right here. Foster 1 for 2 on the day already. There's a high fly ball into right field. Jogging back, shy of the track. He's got it. It's a big outfield here. And we're going to hop ahead to the bottom of the 12th. Winning run at third. 1 out. Alexander Ramirez at the plate. Let's hop in and actually bat this time. Ramirez 3 for 5. Double and 2 singles. See if he can finish this game off. Down and count 0-1. Infield playing in to cut the run down at the plate. Smash to second, and he's going to have to hold. So now we have 2 outs. He's going to need a base hit to win the game now. I'll bring in Rio Foster. 1 for 3 today. Tapper up the middle. Can he beat it out? No, what a play by the shortstop. And the Lookouts would win this game in extra innings 2-1. Bove takes the loss, take the first game of the series. We had our chances, just couldn't get it done. All right, game 2, Freddie Lorenz against Luis May. And we get the 6-0 win. 3 hits for Cavadas. Freddie Lorenz, 3 runs. Freddie Lorenz, no runs on 3 hits, 2 walks, and 6 Ks in 8 innings. Great start there by our number 1 pick. Go to game 3, Richard Duke. Lose 7-3. Go to game 4, Sean Espinoza. And we lose that 5-2. Still have a 2-game lead in the standings, though. George Claassen back from his concussion. And we lose 5-0, so we've lost 4 of the first 5 in the series. See if Bremner can hang on with the win here. And he does, 2-0. Home run by Ramirez. Bremner, 7 Ks and 7 shutout innings. Bouvier with 32 saves. Now we have a 3-game lead with 6 games to go. All right, game 1, Freddie Lorenz against Didier Fuentes. 8-1 win. 2 hits for Mate, Cavadas, Blankenhorn, Ramirez, Foster, 4 ribs by Blankenhorn, home runs by Cavadas and Blankenhorn. Freddie Lorenz, 1 run over 8 innings. He's now 12-4 with a 2.79 ERA. What a great season for him. Go to game 2. Win that one 4-1. Looks like Phil Perez gets the win in relief. Rade 2 hits, Mate 3. Rada 2 hits, Mate 3. Blankenhorn 3 RBI. Rada, Blankenhorn with home runs. Duke gives up 1 over 6. Perez gets the win. Bove is 33rd save. And we have a 4-game lead with 4 games to go. Magic number down to 1. See if Sean Espinoza can finish this off. And we do. We win 9-7. 2 hits for Huff, 2 by Santana, 2 by Cavadas and Rada, 2 by Foster. Sean Espinoza gets rocked, but the bullpen does their job. And the Trash Pandas have won the second half of the Northern Division of the Southern League. So we are going to the playoffs. We will take on the Barons in the first round. And we would lose 2 of the last 3 games, but this game on Saturday, Tyler Bremner goes to 13-9, 8 strikeouts, 6 shutout innings. We finished with 41 wins in the second half, a 4-game lead, and we are headed to the AA playoffs. Take a look at the stats real quick over here on the AA side. We wrapped up the regular season. Jesus Mate led the team with 147 hits. Cavadas, 18 home runs. Foster, 15. Mate and Rada, 13. RBI, 66 for Foster, 66 for Rada, 64 for Cavadas. Stolen bases, Leandro Santana. We drafted him this last year. 35 steals, Mate with 23. Courtney didn't play much, so Shannon Huff, 301 average. Ramirez, 278. Mate, 278. Rada, 274. Pitching side, Freddie Lorenz, 12-5, 278 ERA. Tyler Bremner, 13-9, 335 ERA. More strikeouts than innings pitched. Richard Duke, 10-10 with a 339. Sean Espinoza, 12-6 with a 253. And George Claassen, 8-12 with a 344. What a great staff that was. Bullpen side, Edward Casto, another draft pick, 338 ERA. Perez, another draft pick, 339 ERA. And our closer got that ERA down close to 3 with 34 saves. Good season, Darryl Bove. Over on the Major League side, the Angels with this loss against the Cubs dropped to 50-100, 50 games under 500. And the AA playoffs are about to begin. Game 1 at home against the Birmingham Barons. Tyler Bremner is going to take on Anthony Ayerson. Game 2, Freddie Lorenz against Tanner McDougal. And if we go to Game 3, George Claassen against Kai Busch. We're going to quick manage these games and hop in as needed for either hitting or pitching. And we're at the All-American Ballpark for Game 1 between the Birmingham Barons and the Rocket City Trash Pandas, as Rocket City tries to repeat as Southern League champions for the second year in a row. On the mound right there, Tyler Bremner, number 1 pitching prospect in the organization. All right, leading off, Nishida strikes out Margot, ground out Ramos, flies out, go to the bottom half, Santana, ground out Rada, pop up Mate, ground out, go to the second, line out, strike out, ground out, bottom half, ground out, pop up, fly out, off to the third. Fly out, a fly out, ground out, bottom of the third. Foster grounds out. Laverde with a double. Guzman grounds out. Santana walks. 2 on, 2 out. Rada's up. Let's hop in. See Rada 0 for 1 so far. Really good season again for the Trash Pandas. And swings through a high fastball and strikes out. Not a good AB at all. All right, top of the 4th inning. Single, that's their first hit. Strikeout. Error, 2 on, 1 out. Pop up and park. Strikes out. So nothing that half inning. Made ground out. Strikeout off to the 5th. Strikeout. These pitchers are both dealing. 2 outs. Single. We got 2 on, 2 out. Nishida walks. Bases loaded for Margot. Ground out to end the inning. There we go. Strikeout. A double by Foster. Fly out. Ground out. Off to the 6th. Pitching is dominating so far in the playoffs. Single. A double. 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. Strikeout. All right, 1 more out. Walk. Bases are loaded. Let's hop in. Let's try and get this jam over and done with.
That's outside.
Sean Munoz up 0 for 2 with strikeout and a flyout. See if Bremner can get this rally snuffed out. Here's a fly ball into right field. And there we go. Pitched out of the jam. Scoreless through 5.5 innings. All right, top of the order here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Strikeout. A flyout. Made with a double. Cavadas flies out off to the 7th. Pop up. Single. Strikeout. A walk. And we got to go to the pen. We are going to go to Mr. Perez. See if he can stop this rally right here. Single, and it's 1-0 Barons. And that's all they get. All right, bats need to wake up. Fly out. A walk. Strikeout. A walk. Guzman up. 2 on, 2 out. Single, and they threw him out at the plate. It stays 1-0. Walk. Double play. A double. Ground out. Off to the bottom of the 8th. Top of the order up. Santana facing Jose Hernandez. Singles. We got a steal. There he goes. Man on second. Nobody out. Rada flies out. Let's bat with Made. All right. Tying run at second base. Best hitter on the team at the plate. High fly ball into center field. Doesn't have to move very much. Not deep enough to advance, so we'll just stay there. Nico Cavadas up. Big power at bat the entire season. It's a smash into center field. That's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. This game is tied, and Cavadas comes through with a clutch 2-out RBI double. Let's go. And we're going to pinch hit for Blankenhorn. Bring in Carter Keyboom. Plays much better against lefties than Blankenhorn does. All right, man on second, 2 out. Need to find a gap again here. High fly ball in the center field, and that's not going to do it. But we do tie the game. That clutch hit by Cavadas. So we go to the 9th. All right, got to go to the bullpen now. And we're going to go to Victor. See if he can shut them down and give us a chance to walk it off. Strikeout. Strikeout. Triple. Fly out. So we dodged that one. Bottom of the 9th. Luis Patino comes in. Walk. A fly out. A fly out. Another walk. Santana's up. 2 on, 2 out. Let's go bat. All right. Base hit. Should get us the win here. There's ball 1. There's Santana. 1 for 3. Single run in the stolen base. Just need to get this out of the infield. Smash to second's not going to do it. And they're going to pitch out of that jam. All right, Park leading off the 10th. Pop up. Line out. Solo shot by Galani. A line out, and we go to the bottom of the inning down 2-1. 2, 3, and 4 coming up. New pitcher. Fly out. A fly out. And a strikeout, and we lose 2-1 in game 1. And Birmingham comes in and steals one in extra innings. Now we got to go there and win both those games to advance. Great start by Bremner. Offense just didn't show up. Now the all-important game 2. Got to win this one to stay alive. Freddie Lorenz, the rookie, facing Tanner McDougal. See if Lorenz can come through in the clutch. Keep us alive in the series. All right, Santana leading off here in the first. Doubles. There we go. Rada strikes out. Made walks. 2 on, 1 out. Gavadas walks. Bases are loaded. 1 out. Blankenhorn, sac fly, gives us the lead. Ramirez strikes out, so we get 1. Double, ground out, man on third. Renfroe grounds out, there we go. Second inning, 1 out, 2 outs, 3 outs, bottom half. Ground out again, that's 4 straight ground outs. Pop out and a fly out. Go to the third, single by Santana, steals second base. Rada grounds out. Made hits a 2-run shot, it's 3-0, Trash Pandas. 2 outs and 3. Go to the bottom half. Fly out, a ground out, and a fly out. Ramirez walks to lead off the 4th. Strikeout, fielder's choice, and a ground out. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Single by Canna. Steals second base. Fly out, a fly out, and ground out by Margot. So through 4 innings, 3-0 lead. Santana flies out. Rada reaches on an error. Is caught stealing second. And a ground out ends the inning. Single by Cespedes. Fly out. A single, 2 on, 1 out. Single makes it 3-1. Fly out makes it 3-1 with 2 out. Kind of strikes out, so we only give up 1. New pitcher, go to the 6th. Cavadas strikes out. Blankenhorn solo shot gets that run back. Ramirez grounds out. Foster strikes out. So 4-1 lead here. Ramos ground out. Renfroe strikeout. Margot walks. Cespedes. Well, Margot steals second, then Cespedes flies out. Go to the 7th inning. Laverde singles. Double play. Single. Trying to get him in second base. There we go. Stolen base. Man scoring position for Rada. And he flies out. Go to the bottom of the inning. A single. Strikeout. Fielder's choice. And a strikeout. So he's done for the day. Go to the 8th inning. Jose Hernandez facing Made. Ground out. Cavadas ground out. And we're going to pinch hit with Keyboom. He singles. 1 on, 2 out. A triple by Ramirez makes it 5-1. And there we go. Bottom of the inning. Lorenz, you're coming out. Mr. Perez is coming in. Pop up. A double. A fly out. And a ground out off to the 9th inning. Patino comes in. Laverde singles. Guzman walks. 2 on, nobody out. Double play. A single by Rada, no run scores. He stayed, must have been an infield hit. And a single by Made makes it 6-1. There we go, off to the 9th inning, new pitcher. And we're just going to bring in Bove right now and not chance it. Ground out, strikeout, single, and a ground out. And there we go, Trash Pandas win game 2, 6-1. Great start by our rookie, Lorenz. And we bounced back with a big game in game 2. Offense and pitching showed up today. Lorenz with the win, Santana 3 for 5. And we tie this series at 1. George Klassen's going to try and pitch us into the Double-A championship round. All right, it all comes down to this. Game 3, George Klassen against Kai Bush. Our offense and our pitching showed up in game 2. Let's hope they both show up today as we need this win to move on in the playoffs. All right, leading off, Leandro Santana, singles. Steals second, Made, flies out. Foster, grounds out. Keyboom, singles, it's 1-0, Trash Pandas. Walk to Cavadas. Ramirez, singles, it's 2-0. Guzman pops it up, so we get 2 early. Nishida strikes out. Margot flies out. Ramos strikes out. Laverde, singles. Rada, singles. We got 2 on and nobody out. Santana strikes out. Made walks. Bases are loaded. Rio Foster walks. 3-0 lead. Carter Keyboom, let's go bat. All right, Keyboom had a big hit earlier in the series. Clutch spot here, trying to blow this game open. 2-0 pitch from Bush. Is a smash up the middle. That's a base hit. One runs in. Here comes the other. Throw coming in, and it's going to go to the shortstop and get cut off. And it's 5-0. Trash Pandas. There we go. Big playoff showing up performance by that guy right there, Carter Keyboom. And they're going to the pen early. Don't blame them. Coming in is going to be Juan Carrella. We still have 2 men on and only 1 out. Cavadas flies out. Ramirez strikes out. So 5-0 as we go to the second. Strikeout. Double. Strikeout. Ground out. There we go. Off to the third. A single by Guzman. An error. Fly out. Santana. Fielder's choice. Made. Walks. Bases loaded for Foster. Pop up. They get out of that one. Munoz strikes out. Burke grounds out. Nishida singles. Margot. Well, stolen base. Then Margot walks. 2 on, 2 out. Walk. Bases loaded. Wilton Veras pops it up. All right. Keyboom leading off the fourth. Fly out. A single by Cavadas. Fly out. And strikeout. Bottom of the inning. Walk. Strikeout. Strikeout. Grind. Strikeout. Struck out the side. There we go. Top of the fifth. A double by Laverde. Hit by pitch. Ground out. Moves into second and third. Let's try a sac fly here. Nope. Strikes out. And Foster strikes out. So we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Burke singles. Nishida singles. Margot strikes out. Ramos flies out. Vera is a fielder choice. Still 5-0. Top of the sixth. Keyboom walks. An error. A walk. Bases loaded. Nobody out. An error makes it 6-0. New pitcher. A walk is 7-0. Single makes it 9-0. Fielder's choice. Sac fly. It's 10-0. Single and a fly out. So 5 runs, 6th inning. This game is pretty much done. Go to the bottom of the 6th. 1 out double. A fly out. A single makes it 10-1. Bases loaded. Margot. Ground out. Go to the 7th. Single. Error. Ground out. Single. It's 12-1. Birmingham just did not show up today. 2 outs and 3 outs. Go to the bottom of the inning. Going to a new pitcher here. And let's go to Shores. A fly out. A strikeout. And a strikeout off to the 8th. Pop up. Hit by pitch. Fly out. Double. And he's thrown out. New pitcher. Going to go to Casto. Strikeout. Strikeout. Ground out. Off to the 9th. Fly out. Ground out. A strikeout. Go to the bottom of the 9th inning. New pitcher. And let's go with Victor. Get a pop up. A pop up. And let's watch this last at bat. Down to our last strike. 1-2 count. 2 out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out, and the Trash Pandas win the series. 2nd year in a row, we're going to go play for the AA championship. Tough loss in game 1 and 2 blowouts to end the series. There you go, boys. Have fun. Now we just got to win 2 more games to win back-to-back AA championships. Check out this box score. 2 hits for Keyboom, 3 hits for Cavadas, 3 for Laverde, 2 for Rada. No home runs in the game. George Claassen pitches great. Bullpen, no hits in the last 3 innings. And we dispatch of the Barons 2-1. And we will be taking on the Pensacola Blue Wahoos for the championship of the AA Southern League. First one is going to be at Pensacola. The other 2 will be at home. Tyler Bremner is going to get the start again, facing Carson Milbrandt. Game 2, Freddie Lorenz against Patrick Monteverde. Game 3, George Claassen against Zach McCambly. Let's hop in here. Same thing. Quick sim, jump in when needed to, and see if we can win back-to-back AA championships. All right, leading things off, Leandro Santana, our DH, flies out. Rada doubles. Made pops out. Cavadas strikes out. Go to the bottom half. Wendell pop up. Cunha fly out. Roberts grounds out. 2nd inning, ground out. Solo shot by Ramirez gets us on the board. Strikeout. Ground out. Bottom half. Cabrera strikes out. Inafa singles. Smith singles. 2 on, 1 out. Arquette double play gets us out of that one. Guzman leading off the 3rd pops out. Santana grounds out. Rada flies out off to the bottom half. Short flies out. Sullivan a pop up, and Wendell flies out off to the 4th inning. Made grounds out. Cavadas flies out. Blankenhorn grounds out. Bottom of the inning. Acuna fly out. Roberts a walk. Cabrera strikes out. Inafa lines out. Ramirez leading off the 5th with a single. Foster wipes him out on a double play. Laverde grounds out. Bottom of the 5th. Smith flies out. Arquette flies out. Short. Strikes out. Off to the 6th. Guzman. Ground out. Santana. Singles. Steals second. Rada up. Let's hop in with Rada and try and extend this lead. Big RBI chance here for Rada. Doubled earlier in the game. Got speed out at second base. Just need to find some grass in the outfield. There's a line shot to center field, and that's going to get down. He's around third, coming home, and there's not going to be a throw. Oh, there's a late throw, and he's way safe. As Rocket City takes a 2-0 lead here. Clutch hit by Nelson Rada. See this replay. High fastball, and he just got on top and hammers that line drive to center field. That'll bring in Jesus Made. We're going to go ahead and try and steal. Yep, Rada's in scoring position now with 1 out. Made grounds out. Cavadas flies out, but we get another run. It's 2-0. Bottom of the 6th. Strikeout. A ground out. A strikeout. Bremner pitching great. 2 hits allowed in 6 innings. Blankenhorn, new pitcher. Fly out. Ramirez. Walk. Foster. Strikeouts. Laverde flies out. Go to the bottom of the inning. Strikeout. Cabrera. Strikeout. Ignafa. Fly out. All right, off to the 8th inning. I think that's going to be it for Bremner. He wasn't at full stamina when the game started. Guzman flies out. Santana doubles. Rada doubles. There we go. 3-0. Rada with 3 big hits today. Made strikes out and Cavadas strikes out. Go to the bottom of the inning. We're going to go bring in Perez, our setup guy. Fly out. Fly out. A single. 2 on, 2 out. Ground out, gets out of the jam. Go to the 9th. Blankenhorn flies out. Ramirez strikes out. Foster strikes out. Off to the bottom of the 9th. Going to the pen again. Bove's coming in. Face 2, 3, and 4 in their lineup. Acuna doubles. Roberts grounds out. Cabrera strikes out. And we're going to hop in and pitch with Bove and try and finish this game 1 off. All right. Got to get this guy right here. Steal game 1 on the road. And it's ground ball to third. It's got it. Hop, throw to first. And that's it. Trash Pandas go into Pensacola and steal game 1. Great performance by Tyler Bremner on the mound and Nelson Rada at the plate. Check out that line score. No runs, 7 strikeouts, 7 innings for Bremner, 3 for 4 for Rada. And we win game 1. That's 3 wins in a row in the playoffs, boys. Just need 1 more. And the Major League regular season has come to an end. The Angels finished at 53-109, giving up 705 runs. Astros win a division. A's finished second. Let's look at the other playoff teams. Yankees number 1 seed, Kansas City 2. Boston, Baltimore play. The winner gets the Yankees. Houston and A's play. The winner gets Kansas City. National League side, Dodgers number 1 seed, Cubs number 2. Milwaukee and San Diego play. The winner gets the Dodgers. Atlanta and the Mets play. The winners get the Cubs. Check out the stats, final stats. David Fletcher led the team with 162 hits. John Singleton, 23 home runs. Gavin Cross, 15. Ryan Ward finished the year in a DL, had 15. RBI, John Singleton was 62. Stolen bases, Cross with 9. Batting average, Singleton, 259. Ryan Ward, 253. The only ones hit over 250. Pitching side, Ben Lively, 8-12 with a 3.16 ERA. Pitched great considering all. Gonsolin almost threw a no-hitter on opening day. Finishes 8-16. Julian Aguilar, 8-14. Bowden Francis, 6-16. Bullpen side, Tyson Miller, 111 innings pitched in relief. Bernardino, great season. Ginkgo pitched well. He got an extension. Jimenez got an extension. Eric Miller finally turned his ERA around. More walks and strikeouts is never good. And on the closing side, Jason Foley finished with 28 saves, and Quijada got called up and pitched in short relief at the end of the season. And we have some awards. Ryan Ward gets Rookie of the Year, even though he finished the year injured. See, Trent Grisham was the American League MVP. Are you kidding me? National League was Juan Soto, 59 home runs. Cy Young to Tarek Skubal and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Batting title to Vladdy and Will Smith. Reliever of the Year, Cade Smith and Edwin Diaz. Rookie of the Year, Ryan Ward beats out his teammates. Rincone's in cross. National League side is J.J. Weatherholt. There we go. Cardinal fan here. Hank Aaron goes to Gunnar Henderson and Juan Soto. And did we get any gold gloves? Fletcher finished second at second base. And silver sluggers. Don't think we will. Nope. That's it. That's the end of the first season for our Rule 5 draft Major League roster. And our year 2 of the Angels Draft Only franchise comes down to either 1 or 2 games, depending on what we do here. We can wrap up this series with our 4th straight playoff win here, win the AA championship for the 2nd year in a row. Freddie Lorenz, our first round draft pick, taking on Patrick Monteverde. If we can't get it done there, the next day we have George Klassen against Zach McCambly. Let's hop in and see if the Trash Pandas can repeat as AA champs. All right, leading off, Antonio Pacheco, doubles. Wendell strikes out. Roberts strikes out. Cabrera pops out. Get out of that one. Bottom of the inning. Santana with a walk. Steals second. Made strikes out. Huff doubles in. It's 1-0. Cavadas grounds out. Keyboom grounds out. Go to the second. Acosta pops out. Fly out. Ground out off to the bottom half. Ground out. Single by Rada. We're going to go try and steal. And he does. Man on second. 1 out. Blankenhorn. Ground out, and Guzman grounds out. Off to the 3rd inning, short, ground out, Smith, fly out, Pacheco, ground out, bottom half, Santana strikes out, Made singles, caught stealing, and a fly out ends the inning. Top of the 4th, fly out, ground out, bottom half, Cavadas walks, Keyboom strikes out, Foster flies out, Rada flies out off to the 5th, line out, ground out, fly out. 1 hit allowed so far through 5 by Lorenz. Blankenhorn singles. Guzman wipes him out on a double play. Error. Try and get him into scoring position. Yes. And Made's up. Error. We got 2 on and 2 out. Shannon Huff, our backup catcher. Fielder's choice. Go to the 6th inning. A single. A walk. A fly out. A strikeout. And a double. It's 2-1 Wahoos. Strikeout gets him out of the inning. Cavadas ground out. Keyboom flies out. Foster grounds out. Off to the top of the 7th. Ground out. A strikeout. And a ground out. All right, offense, wake up here. Strikeout. A double. Guzman. New pitcher. Flies out. Here's Santana. Let's hop in and try and tie this game up. He's 2 for 6 with a double in the series. Got a walk and 2 steals today. Arias' 1-1 pitch, and that's going to be a tapper to third base, and a throw to first, and they're going to get him. We don't tie the game up. Missed opportunity. All right, Lorenz still has plenty of gas. We'll leave him in here. Short, flies out. Smith pops up. Pacheco strikes out off to the bottom of the 8th. Made facing a new pitcher. Pops it up. Huff grounds out. Cavadas strikes out off to the 9th. Leaving Freddie in. He's not going to pitch anymore the rest of this year. Single, fly out, double play. All right, bottom of the 9th inning, down 2-1. All right, Keyboom's going to lead things off here in the bottom of the 9th. New pitcher, Matt Sauer. Strikeout, Foster, ground out, Rada, ground out, and the Blue Wahoos win 2-1 to even this series up. And Pensacola wins this pitcher's duel. Monteverde 1 run in 6 1/3. Lorenz 2 runs in 9 innings. Our offense needs to show up for Game 3. And it's Game 3 of the AA Championship here at All-American Ballpark. Pensacola, Rocket City, one of these teams is going to be AA champions after this game. George Klassen's going to try and pitch us to back-to-back. Pensacola is going to try and get one instead. All right, top of the 1st. Pacheco, singles. Wendell, singles, 2 on, nobody out. Caught stealing, that'll help. Caught stealing, all right, 2 caught stealings and a fly out. As they run themselves out of a rally. Santana strikes out. Rada pops out. Made doubles. Cavadas strikes out. Go to the 2nd. A single. Stolen base. A ground out. An error. Man at the corners and 1 out. A walk. Bases loaded. 1 out. Single. It's 1-0. Sack fly makes it 2-0. And a ground out. So we give up 2 in the 2nd. Ground out. A ground out. Strikeout. Off to the 3rd. Strikeout, strikeout, Ground out. There we go. Settled down after 2 rough innings to start this game. Laverde strikes out. Guzman strikes out. Santana grounds out. Offense needs to show up. Pop up. Double. Strikeout. Fly out. Bottom of the 4th. Single by Rada. Caught stealing. Made pops out. Cavadas grounds out off to the 5th. Strikeout. A strikeout. A single. A fly out. Go to the bottom half. Blankenhorn flies out. Fly out by Foster. A single by Ramirez. A single by Laverde. And Denzer Guzman up. Let's hop in and see if we can get at least 1 run in here with 2 outs. All right. Denzer struggling, hitting 105 in the playoffs. There's a smash down the right field line. That's going to get down and go into the corner. 1 runs in. Runners all the way around. He's going to stop at third base as Guzman gets a 2-out clutch double to make it 2-1. There we go, Denzer. That's what we needed. And that'll bring up leadoff hitter Leandro Santana. Chance for us to take the lead. And he chases the sweeper and strikes out. But we get 1. We get on the board and make this a 1-run game. And we got to go to the bullpen. Clausen is tired. And we're going to go to Casto. Ground out. A fly out. And a ground out. There we go. Rada flies out. Made strikes out. Cavadas flies out off to the 7th. Strikeout. A single. A fly out. A pop-up. Bottom half. Blankenhorn flies out. Foster grounds out. Ramirez grounds out off to the 8th. New pitcher. Going to go to Perez. Ground out. Roberts. Single. Cabrera after the steal. An error. 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. We're going to hop in. Perez in a tight spot here. Got to keep this a 1-run game. Let's try high fastball and try and get him to pop it up. There's strike 1. Got a battle going on here with Perez and Acosta. I finish him off with this high fastball. There we go. Struck him out. Runners don't move up, and there are 2 down. Clutch strikeout by Phil Perez. That'll bring in Miles Smith. And the tapper back to the mound. Toss to first, and we get out of the jam. Still a 1-run game as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher, Lake Blacker, coming in for Pensacola. Got 8, 9, and 1 here in the 8th inning. Laverde walks. Gustavo Campero's going to come in and pinch run. And we're going to try and bunt him over to second base. Yep, got him to second base. Now it's Santana. Tying run at second. 1 out. Pops it up. Nelson Rada with a chance to tie this game. Let's hop in. Rada hitting .320 in the playoffs. 1 for 3 tonight. Down a count 1-2. Need this clutch base hit right here. And he swings and misses and strikes out. And we go to the 9th inning. Still a 1-run game. And Perez, stay in there. Face Arquette. Gives up a single. Rodriguez flies out. Short. Strikes out. Pacheco. Stolen base. Single. It's 1st and 3rd and 2 down. And we're going to go to the bullpen. And we're just going to go right to our closer. Try and keep this where it is. We have no chance for a save now. Then at the corners, 2 outs. Wendell. Make that 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. Pacheco steals second. And we're going to walk Wendell. And now we have bases loaded. 2 outs. Roberts up. Now we're going to go pitch. All right, Bove. Got to get out of this jam. Keep this a 1-run game. 0-1 pitch. Pop up on the infield. Guzman's under it. There we go. Gets out of the jam. And we still have a chance. 1 base runner is all we need. And coming in, Matt Sauer. Jesus Made leading it off, having a tough postseason this far. 1 for 3 in this game, 2 for 11 in the series. Having a rough postseason. See if he can spark a rally here in the 9th. The smash, 1 hop to short. Scoop, throw across, and he's down. So we got 2 more outs to go. Cavadas, he could tie it with 1 swing of the bat. It's a tapper to short. Scoop there, throw across, 2 down. Now it's going to come up to Travis Blankenhorn. It's our last chance. Just need a base runner. 0 for 3 on the day, only hitting 200 in the postseason. And the pop-up in the shallow center field. And that's going to do it. The Blue Wahoos come back and win games 2 and 3, and they are the AA champions as we fall just short of a repeat. Even though we didn't get it done at the end, I consider this a very successful season on the AA side. We started rough and picked it up in the second half. Huge winning stretch down the last month or month and a half of the season to even get us in the playoffs. And we came up 1 run short. But you got to love the progress our guys are making. Check the box score real quick. See, we gave up 10 hits. Didn't give up any home runs, but 4 stolen bases didn't help. On our side, 5 hits, only 1 walk. Wasted a good start by Clausen. But like I said, 1 run short. Had a big wing streak up there. Gone on a roll in the playoffs and just couldn't put it away here at home. We lost all 3 home playoff games, won all 3 road playoff games. Go figure. And now we're going to advance today and see who wins the World Series in 2026. And the Yankees beat the Brewers, so the Yankees win another World Series championship. See, they sweep the Brewers after they swept Kansas City and swept Boston. So they went 11-0 in the postseason. Wow, what a juggernaut that was. Check the awards. Brian De La Cruz, .450 with 1 home run, World Series MVP. Josh Naylor, postseason MVP in the American League. William Contreras in the National League. And Aaron Judge missed the playoffs. He was injured, torn MCL. After hitting 26 home runs, he missed the end of the season. And they swept the entire playoffs with no Aaron Judge. What an accomplishment that was. And Mike Trout bounces back, hits 31 home runs, his first year with 400 at-bats since 2022. And he's up to 430 home runs in his career. Nice rebound there by Trout. Yeah, we're going to take a look at all the prospects real quick before we wrap this thing up. Jesus Mate, the #1 prospect in all of baseball. We also have Freddie Lorenz, number 8. Tyler Bremner, number 13. Leandro Santana, number 18. Bove, 22. Perez, 25. Duke at 75. Rada at 76. And Dario Laverty at 98. And Espinoza, I would imagine he will be moving up soon since he's an A potential. And we have a few more guys down here, but we're going to have our first round pick next year, Ed Mota. Cannot wait for that. So it's going to wrap this up. Season 2 is complete for the LA Angels Draft Only franchise. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the follows, the subs, everything. Appreciate it. If you like the content and not a subscriber, please like, subscribe, comment, share it out, hit that notification bell so you know when it goes live again. And I will see you very soon for season 3 as we get to see our generational first baseman, Ed Mota. Can't wait for that. You guys take care, and I'll see you real soon.